Hi, my name is Tim Justice and I'm with the Car Wash Roller Company. We've been making car wash parts for more than 25 years for one of the large equipment manufacturers. And as of 2 years ago, we have now gone out into the general market and we are making rollers that fit a number of different conveyor systems available. You can see the rollers that we make by going to our website at carwashrollerco.com. Here are some examples of the rollers we currently make, and you'll also see that when you look at our website, we've got another 3 or 4 different systems coming online later this year. When I thought about making this video, I thought we might as well take the last conversations that I had at the last show and what was it of interest to the people visiting the show. And without any exception, the main thing that people wanted to talk about is why rollers wear out. So putting a positive spin on it, what I thought I would do is give some tips on how to prolong the life of the rollers and your conveyor system. I came up with the word CAR, C-A-R, a word obviously familiar to all of us and the industry that we're in. C is for cleanliness. Cleanliness is probably the number one reason why these parts eventually wear out. What you have, and it doesn't matter which manufacturer you're talking about, is you have the same basic principles, and that is that you have a steel frame or a steel spoke, that you have a piece of plastic, and I use that term generically, a piece of plastic running on it. By themselves, that will run for quite a while, but eventually it will wear out. It is a wear part, and steel is obviously harder than plastic, and the plastic will wear down. If you put it, however, into a car wash, which is a very, very dirty environment by definition, what ends up happening is you get dirt getting in between the steel and the plastic and acting basically as sandpaper. Here, as an example, is one of the ways that car washers, or rollers rather, are put together. Basically, you've got a metal bushing. It goes inside of the wheel. And what you end up with is a nice tight fit that allows the wheel to spin on it, but doesn't allow a lot of space in between it. Obviously, it has to be free running, otherwise the wheel will jam up. What ends up happening, however, is that when the area in between the two grows, more and more dirt can get in there. And consequently, this wheel, which is brand new and one of the wheels we make, ends up looking like this wheel here, and you can see how much bigger the hole is. That has been nothing more than sand getting in between the two, in between the bushing and the material itself, and just acting as sandpaper. So therefore, for your wheels and your rollers, in order to prolong the life, what you need to do is you need to have some kind of cleaning regime. And the same thing, by the way, applies to chain, which is the cousin of the rollers. The two main things that I've heard from distributors and from operators is that at a minimum, what they do is they wash their chain and rollers down. And one gentleman told me that in his wash, they do it at a minimum once a week. Take a hose and just hose the system down as it's running to clean it off. The more advanced solution, I'm told by people who work in the field and by, again, a lot of operators, is actually having a running hose, 1/4 inch ID probably, that runs continuously on the chain and the rollers as the system goes by. And in short, the rollers all go through a shower once every rotation as long as the system's running. But by keeping the dirt off, you keep it from working its way in between the metal and the plastic surface, and you will definitely prolong the life of your rollers. The number 2 letter in the word car is obviously the word A, and that is stands for alignment. And alignment is exactly like the same problem you have on your car. These rollers are meant to roll down straight, but like the wheels on your car, if they are cockeyed, that's going to wear out your wheels a lot faster. And this, though, is a very common thing, either the way that the chain has been connected or the overall alignment of the entire conveyor system. And it's something you should be looking again on a very regular basis to make sure your rollers are rolling down the system in a straight line. There's 3 or 4 symptoms that you can look for. Number 1, you will find flat spots on the wheels. If you're rolling sideways, the wheel is not really turning properly and you're partly skidding across the deck. Again, you'll have sand up there and that acts as sandpaper and you'll end up with flat spots. The other symptom, which is often visible on this type of roller, is that you will get wear on your pusher wheels. And if you have a pusher wheel that is thinner than the other pusher wheel, that means it's wearing on something. And again, it's probably because your system is running off center. So have a look at your pusher wheels and look to see if there's any wear. And then a third symptom, which again is becoming more common on the new larger rollers that use wheels this size, is when you see chunking along this line right about here. And that is the roller going in partly sideways as it goes out the trap door. So flat spots, any kind of wear on the pushers, and or chunking on the wheels, which is caused as they exit at your trap door, could be a symptom that you've got an alignment issue, and it's something you should be looking for regularly. The third element in the word car is obviously R, and that stands for rotation. You should be rotating your chain just as the same principle you rotate the tires on your car. In talking recently to a gentleman in tech support at one of the manufacturers, his recommendation is that every 60,000 cars, the chain should be flipped over, rotated, and if you have a roller that can be rotated, and obviously some can and some can't, some are omnidirectional, others aren't, but you rotate it around, the passenger side typically gets more abuse than the driver's side. So by flipping them around, it's the same principle as in your car, where you are evening up the use on it and you will prolong the life of the rollers. To sum up, car, cleanliness, alignment, and rotation. My name is Tim Justice. I'm with the Car Wash Roller Company, and I invite you to come visit us on our website at carwashrollerco.com or to give us a call. The number is on the website. Very interesting times right now that we're living in, and to any of you who have a healthcare worker in your family, go home and give them a hug. I have a daughter who's a physician, and I used to be a soldier, and I think it's a heck of a lot easier to be a soldier than it is to watch a family member being a healthcare worker these days. So give them a hug and tell them how much they mean to you. So I close by, we look forward to helping you in the future, and in the next few days, weeks, and months, be safe.